All right, training is coming. I'm going to apologize right now for the muted clips that you may have gotten when I was on the phone. One of them is in this video. I'm at Weathersfield Road in Rock Glen waiting for NS316, which is almost underpowered, to come around that curve. So let's get this train and see what else we get. I'm probably going to chase him farther. Okay, now here I'm in Alden. Now I had chased the NS309 west from Silver Springs. I looked out my window, saw it had something special on it, and something that I had seen in My Life's Tracks video, and I decided to chase it. It's very difficult to chase things going westbound because there is no slowdown, unlike the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit over the trestle, or the Arch Bridge in Letchworth. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching, this is 316 moving along the siding. At this point, now here we are at Sand Ridge Road in Alden, just pulling up just in time for 309 to pass. Just got there, and here it comes right there. That is the Cincinnati Railway Company's FL9, painted in New York Central colors, that is going out to Cincinnati to be used in their dinner train, whatever you want to call it. Unfortunately, after this, there is various different speed zones on the way to Buffalo, and there's no way I would have caught up to it. You have to be ahead of the thing to get to the street where you're right alongside it in time. So unfortunately, this is the only time you see the FL9 in the video. I was not able to catch up to it enough. And I was going to record it, and I wanted to go record it on the bridge, but then I realized, and if the audio hadn't been lost from that clip, you would have heard me talking about that I do not go up to Alden very often, and I forgot that the siding is on the side I was on, so you would not have seen the locomotive if I'd stayed where I was. I wanted to get it going across that nice bridge in Alden, but unfortunately, I would not have seen a thing. You would have seen a fleeting glimpse of it and would have no idea what it was. So I just barely got down here in time. The 309 was like 2 miles behind me when I left the bridge, going 50 miles per hour, and I had a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. So that's why I just barely got here at this point. And then after this, we go to... Now here we go to Attica Road, outside of Attica, and this is at milepost 395. Now he had said he was going to hold here because he was supposed to meet the 265 in Rock Glen. And he is barely, unfortunately, you do not hear him working at this point where he is on the level. It was quite the sound because he is right at the maximum of horsepower per ton. He is barely, he was going 20 miles per hour when he went through Darien Center, and he was just barely had enough power. He's going about 30 here. You can see he's going much slower than normal. He was going to hold at 395, and wait for 265 to get up to Linden. But apparently 265 got up to Linden faster than expected, because coming into Attica, 265 was already at Attica, or maybe they weren't going to meet. As much as I heard in the scanner, that's what I thought they were going to do, was they were going to meet at Rock Glen. But he has got a lot of frac sand, and you'll hear Z meowing because she is being annoying. I'm showing you my shoes were I didn't even tie my shoes. I'm on the phone with my mom in this clip, as well as previous ones that don't have any audio. Now, I'm pretty sure I had recorded before and had audio while talking on the phone. I'm not quite sure why that changed, but for some reason I had no audio when I checked this footage. Thankfully, I did not record while on the phone with my mom at the top and near the top of Attica Hill. Otherwise, you would not hear the absolute screaming and whining of those locomotives on that hill as they try to make it up the hill. I'm not going to spoil that too much, other than the fact that if you are wearing earphones, you might want to take them off and turn your volume down, because that is loud, it is piercing, and it is even worse on the video than it was in person, and it was pretty bad in person. The camera picks up more of the screaming, high-pitched whine and less of the 7FDLs working. So, yeah, it is loud, and yeah, it's quite the show of power as they're climbing the hill and such, but I'm moving the camera around because I'm talking about various different things, which would make sense if the original audio was here, but unfortunately it's not. And we're getting close to the end. This is where the audio rack come in. Now there's a tri-level right there. I think that's a tri-level. There's a couple of them. Yeah, that was a tri-level because I looked at it. There's a couple tri-level auto racks in here that I pointed out in the as I was recording. And unfortunately, I'm shaking at this point. At this point, the wind picked up, and it was already cold. It's wet. It's rainy, and I was freezing, and I was doing good to have that. You'd be doing good to just standing there. It was freezing cold because it was raining, and it wasn't that bad if the wind hadn't picked up and it wasn't raining, but that just made it really, really hard to hold the camera still. And that's the end of this clip. Now at this point I'm saying that I'm going to try to beat it through Attica. When I got to the car, it was too late. Alright, I had planned to... Okay, why are my brake lights on? My plan was to get 265 and all of 265 and all of 316, but that's not going to work because you can see I did not make it into Attica before 316, and here comes 316 up the hill. He's been working hard. 265 just called Attica and just said that 316 was good in the marker, so he's going to be coming off the siding in Attica, and he can see 316 is barely moving. So this is NS 265, Binghamton or Mechanicville, New York to Chicago, and this is 316, which is Mormon Yard, Bellevue, Ohio to East Binghamton, I think. And this is going to be one loud Poland. Man, they are screaming! Woo! Wow! I have never heard a locomotive working that hard that they are actually whining. I don't know if I got the signal getting knocked down. I think I did. Wow! Oh! I don't know if the microphone could pick that up or not. Wow! Whoa! Whew. There's the end of 265 going down the hill. We're going to follow 316 back. 265 is going to be picking up speed, while 316 is probably never going to get over 30 mile an hour because he is so heavy. I don't think there's really much point in
going back down for 265. From what I saw, it looked like they had two NS engines. It wasn't like 309, which had an F unit on it. Actually, I think that F unit is an FL9, actually. I don't think it's an actual F unit. I think it's an F unit, but it's the A1A powered FL9. I think that's a locomotive that Mark from My Life's Tracks got. Is that my camera lens? Yeah, that's my camera lens. Phone lens. You can see the fog in the air. That's why it was acting like that. I had moisture in the lens. I had to wipe it off. But after he clears here, then I am going to follow him down, and we'll get him at other places. And Wisconsin Central. Unfortunately, it's going to be camera shake because it's getting colder, it's wet, it's rainy, and I don't have my phone mount for the tripod with me. I didn't think to grab that as I ran out the door. You can see how he's barely moving. He's got to be going about 10 miles an hour. And he's not up the grade yet. This is still going uphill. He's still going uphill at this point. Like the crest of the hill is like not that far after the signals. Here at 392, I think we're at 389. 392 is Attica, I think. No, so 391. That's 391. Oh, again, can't do anything about the camera shake. It's cold. My hand is frozen. I'll see if I can fix it in editing because Power Director has a stabilization feature on it. So if I remember to stabilize. Illinois Central. Cool. IANR. I think that's Iowa Northern. Can't remember. WRWK. I think that's a Union Pacific. I think WRWK is a UP reporting mark. I don't remember. ERCX. I don't remember those. Whatever they are, not hazardous. And they're loaded. Those are empty trash gondolas. Auto racks. Those are empty? They must be going for imports. They're empty. Whoa. Whoa, that's empty. Whoa. And that did not help. My jacket's open. It is cold. It's cold. It is so cold. The wind just made the temperature drop like 10 degrees. At least it felt like it. Ooh. I wipe the lens off again. Kansas City, Southern New Mexico. Paramex. CP. I think that's a unilevel. I don't think it's a bi-level. No, it is. It is cars in there. There's cars in there. There's cars in that one at least. Hourglass. I wonder what Hourglass is. Never heard of that company before. NOKL. That's Northern Oklahoma. Those used to be NS. They used to be NS. Oh, the Kansas City Southern again. Well, that one's actual KCS instead of KCS New Mexico. There's an S. There's a TTGX. TINX. Okay. Alright, now we will go on. Next place. Alright, I just checked, and the first video I got a 316. Thankfully, I hung up with my mom. I was on the phone with my mom for the first clip, and apparently if you're on your phone, it doesn't record the audio for the video. I thought it did. So the audio was not recorded for that video. It only recorded video. So make sure I've hung up. I'm not on the phone while I'm recording for future. We're at Linden. This is the Linden Mill. That is one of the Linden murder houses. The other one is around the corner. And here is 316 coming by Linden. So now you'll hear them more on the downhill as they work more on the downhill. That's an old boxcar that's been sitting there for I don't know how long it's been sitting there. That they used to store. I don't know what they used to store in it, but they use it in the store. They store in it, but they store something. Now he's going more track speed. That's how fast he's supposed to be going. Better. There isn't as much wind here. I'm partially sheltered by the Linden Mill and the trees over there. So it's not as windy here. And it's not going to be as long as a clip because he's not working up the hill. But I'm going to chase him. We'll see how many more times I get him. See if he meets anything else. Possibility of 315. It's the only other train on the line that's westbound. You already met 265. You met 309 in Attica, at Alden. You met 365 in Attica. And off the lens again. He's moving now. Of course, he's up the hill. He's going. This is now a slight downhill grade. I really did not think he was going to make it up Attica Hill with how slow he was going, but he made it barely. There's a derail on Linden and the Linden AMIW siding. Now let's go catch him someplace else. Okay, next stop is at milepost 371.10, Weathersfield Road. There is the 371 signal. We had a green. He was just blowing from Miller Road. He's going from that way. We'll get that signal going and get knocked down. So we'll start the video up again when he is close. Okay, here he comes. Tell from the sound, he's right around the curve. There's the light going on the rail. There's no wind right now. There's the gates. This one actually does have a bell because his house is near it. There he is. He is booking now. That's such slant. Whoa, look at that. Look at the rail jumping. before and after the crossing, that rail is bouncing. Not that bad there, but that one, down that side, that's not good. See right where that's going up and down? There's a weld right there. And it's dipping down more at the weld. I'm going to take a look at that once 316 goes through and see if there is a crack in the rail. Because that's where the weld could break. We have a broken rail. And that could cause a derailment. So I probably won't get them again because I gotta make sure that that's not gonna break.